What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Well, as you can see behind me, I've got a lot of cars. So we are here at the Mississippi Trustmark Center for the 2024 Mississippi Racing Extravaganza. It's one of those that normally they do this at the first of the month, but this year they decided to move it toward the end of January, and so let's kind of walk around and see what all kind of cars we can find. They have, dirt late models that I'm going to be able to show you kind of what those are, along with, drag racing cars and also just regular classic cars. So it's a pretty big event, and so let's get started. Alright, so this right behind me is what we call a late model, and there's actually three different classes of late models you have. You have what we call super late models, and that's kind of what I really was working with, and those are really open motors. They have between 800, 900 to 1,000 horsepower, and the motor is the only difference, and a few little shock rules are the only difference between the three classes. Like I said, you have super late models, you have a 604 Chevy crate motor that they put in here, and then you also have a 602 crate motor that they put in here, and those are the three different classes of these super late models. But I really enjoy working on these. And here are some of the other type of dirt late or dirt racing cars that they have at a lot of your tracks. This right here is what we call a street stock. It's based on a factory street car, and it's, as you can see, the bodies are a lot different, but this right here is also what they call a factory stock. It's got a lot different rules than your street stock over here, but I don't really know all these type of rules and the differences because I was mainly working on the super late models, so that's the reason why I know a lot more about the super late models than I do the actual other classes like this. So one thing I was going to tell you, a big difference between your super motors and your 604 and 602 is on your intake right here. You see how you have your bolt heads. A lot of your 604 and 602, the cars actually have like sealed intakes, so they have a seal that they put around these bolt heads so that you cannot change it. So that's one thing I was going to just kind of show you, since this car didn't have the hood on the motor. All right, so there, right there is Mr. Kye Kelly. He is, in my opinion, one of the top 5. Definitely to me, he's the top one in Mississippi, you know, number 1. But in the world, I'd say he's in the top 3, along with, you know, Ryan Martin, Kye Kelly, Big Chief, and them. But I'm not going to bother him. He's over there, you know, signing autographs for people. So I'm going to keep walking around. So one thing I really like about this show is not only do they have all these race cars, but they also have like this classic 1931 Packard that is really, really nicely done, you know, and you know, you see they kind of have a barricade around it, which I completely understand, because I mean, just guessing, I'd say $250,000, you know, and it's, I mean, you don't see these very often, so it's pretty cool to see. You know, they got other classic cars, you know, so let's keep walking around. So here's a very old school race car, you know, drag car, that I'll show you a picture of the trophy in a minute. But this is pretty cool to see, you know, how they keep these old school dragsters and old school cars, you know, looking as good as they do. Like I said, here's the trophy, and you can see right there in 1962 it won a championship. So it's pretty cool to see, you know, some of these in person, that, you know, they bring them out to these type of shows and everything. I wish I could get a little closer than I am, but it's still pretty cool to see. So you go from what I was just showing you to this 69 El Camino, and, you know, talk about old school and new school. And talk about a lot of motor right there, y'all. I'm gonna kind of look right here and see if I can see it real quick, but they've got a stat sheet right here. And what all they've done to it, but I'm not sure on here if it tells you, you know, how much horsepower it makes, but I'm going to say it's going to make at least 1,000, if not more. All right, YouTube, so that's really all I kind of got for you this video. It's one of those that, you know, this year is the first year that I've been to it that they've had it in this building. I'm not sure when they transferred over to this building from the old building, but I kind of like this building. It's kind of wide open, and you kind of see a whole bunch of different cars at the same time, and I have to keep going in and out of, you know, different rooms like you did in the old building. But it's also one of those that it was cool to see Kye again. I really didn't, like I said, I didn't talk to him. This is probably, I think, the second, maybe third time that I've seen him here. Like I said, he's a local Mississippi boy, you know, and it's pretty cool to say that one of the fastest people in drag racing, in my opinion, you know, the type of racing, drag racing I like is, you know, here local in Mississippi, you know. It's one of those that, as you saw, there's a lot of classic cars, a lot of different type of race cars here. And so it's, like I said, it's a pretty good event. Every January is when they have it. And so kind of keep an eye out next year if you kind of want to come to this event in January. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. And y'all leave me a comment. Y'all let me know what you thought about this video. Y'all let me know if y'all seen, you know, Kye Kelly in person and everything. And then until the next video, always take the stand route, and I'll see y'all then.